Hey guys, today we're going to go over our proofing system and our 11-point checklist. This is the system that helps us communicate with our customers. It's the backbone of everything that we do, and I'm going to go over it point by point in this following video. Come with me. Today we're going to be going over how to put together a proof using our 11-point check system. This is very important because this is what goes out to our customer. But not only does it go out to our customer, but it goes back to our press room so that our press operator and our production manager know exactly what colors of ink to use. They will know the placement on the shirt. They'll know what size it should be when we're doing pre-production and approving film. And then after that, it actually will go over to our accounting department and get invoiced. And they will be able to tell from these prices here that I've just selected what the price of everything is. So really, this is the backbone of how we communicate with our customer. So I'm just going to go over this 11-point checklist real quick. And the first thing is our customer info. So in this case, we are going to make our customer info the Rhodes printing. Okay, so we're going to zoom in here and we're going to make sure that it says Rhodes printing. We're going to make sure that we have a good email address. This is going to be the email address that we send invoices to. Obviously, we'll send this proof to them. Every piece of communication that we have with this customer is going to go through that email address. And we're going to get their first name, if we can, so that we seem friendly with them, and their phone number. And of course, we're going to include the day's date of when we are working on this proof, which gives us a good idea how long this is taking to get from one end of production to the other. Step number 2 is going to be our pickup location. In this case, this guy is going to pick up in Claremore. And step number 3 is going to be our complete by date. So he needs it before Christmas, so we're going to make sure he has it by December 23rd, 2019. Account rep, a lot of times this is going to just be something that gets deleted, but there are certain jobs that maybe one of you have already sold. We have a standing policy at Rhodes Printing that if you do sell a job outside of work and not to one of our normal standard customers, we're going to give you 10% of that job. So if it is one of those situations, you would just write account rep and the name of the person who sold that job. In this case, we'll delete it. Step number 4 is going to be our ink colors. Now, what I didn't do is actually come up with a design for this, so I'm going to kind of cheat a little bit here. We're going to take this and this will be our front left chest. Bear with me. I just can't stand it looking stupid on a black shirt, so we're going to fix that real quick. Alright, I can live with that. Now, so we're going to have white and orange ink on the front of the shirt. Let's go ahead and put an image on the back here as well. we'll make this gray, just to mess with everybody a little bit. Okay, so this is going to be step number 4, and that is our ink colors. So on our front of our shirt, we've got white ink, and we have orange ink. And I apologize if I'm going too fast for you, but I'm not here to teach you how to do the graphic design. I'm just here to make sure you've got these points nailed down, because it is so critical as these go out to our customers. Alright, and then on the back side, we'll duplicate that color swatch there. And we'll include a gray, a gray here. So on the back side, we're going to have a 3-color print: white, orange, and gray. Okay, step number 6 is going to be our garment style. So we get that information from S&S Activewear or Sanmar, or whichever vendor we're working with that day, and we just copy it directly over. Same as the images of the models that we have here. Those are just copied over from the vendor. This information was copied over from the vendor. And of course we include the color of the shirt, and we're real specific about the color of the shirt. If this were, for example, this is a Gildan shirt. However, if this were a Porton Company shirt, it would actually be called jet black. So that would be important to note, because when we are placing the orders, again, this is the backbone of how we build our business, is off this proof, this one piece of paper. It could be confusing to whoever's placing that order if you order a black shirt, but the brand of shirt they're ordering actually doesn't come in black. It technically comes in jet black. Okay, so there's our garment color. Step number 7 is going to be our quantity. And that is simple. That will usually come in the form of either a phone call from a customer, a text message from a customer, or preferably, hopefully, they've sent us an email. And we punch it out just like this. They're going to get 5 smalls. They're going to get 5 mediums. They're going to get 3 large, 2 extra large, and 3 double X. And that's how we'll punch that out. Now, that obviously was not 48 pieces. So our template for our proof includes a quote that has a 48 piece and a 15 piece. So since we now know that they did not get 48 pieces, we can simply delete that and delete this square. So that will be their price. Of course, we'll go to our website and verify that that price is correct, but again, that's not what I'm here to teach you today. I'm going over the 11-point checklist. Number 8, well, is about price. So that is making sure that price is correct. So if you have gone to your website and you've punched in the item code 64,000 and you told it that it was 2-color front and a 3-color back, and it gave you a price of $12.73, well, we're going to round to the nearest quarter. So we're just going to tell that customer $12.75. If the website came back and said $12.81, again, we're going to round to the nearest quarter and say that price to the customer is $12.75. So sometimes it works out to our advantage. A lot of times it works out to theirs. So step number 9 is discount. So it's always important to know who gets a discount. And we can certainly teach you how to judge that, but this is obviously for a business. It's a low quantity. They would not qualify for a discount. So we're not going to do that, but let's assume for the sake of argument that this was a church or a school. So if this were a church, we're just going to bump it down. So if they got the 15-piece price, it would go down to, like, we would price it to them as if they were getting 48 to 99 pieces. So what would be important to include here, we're going to say after church discount. And then I don't know what that exact price would be at 48 to 99, but let's just say $9.75 for the sake of this video. Obviously, you would have to go seek that information out yourself and make sure that it is accurate. So if it's a church, they're getting a discount. If it is a school, they're going to get a discount. If it's a high volume customer, that's a small business or a large business for that matter, that is ordering 250 more items per year, they're going to get a discount. Obviously, it wouldn't say church discount, it would say school, or it would say volume. Sorry, after volume discount. Once we have that done, we're almost done here. We go to print size. So in this case, it's a left chest print. A lot of times people will want a 4-inch wide left chest print, so it is set up to default that. I actually prefer 3.5 most of the time. And the back is 12 inches wide, which is good there. So it says back, and it shows 12 inches wide, so that's fine. And the final thing is putting your name on it. So this is the very first proof that we're sending to this customer, so it's got my name on it. For the sake of this video, let's pretend that we've already emailed this to this customer and they've replied back with some revisions, but I wasn't able to get onto it and another employee was. So what would happen there is, because Matt was the first person to touch this, let's say Dave answers the email, and what he does is they say, you know what, I don't like this gray, can we just make that white? Or, you know, I don't like this gray, let's make it red. I really want to see it in red. Okay, well, Dave's going to make that revision, and we're going to turn that red. And we need to go back here and make sure that our proof stays good, even on the revisions. So the, oh, sorry, wrong place. So the gray has gone away, and this customer has decided they don't like gray, they want red. So we're updating here. Our pricing information will stay the same. So every revision, we have to go through that 11-point checklist, mostly. I mean, the customer contact information will almost always stay the same. Most of this is always going to stay the same. But the price could change, the colors could change, of course sizes could change, but we're going to, for this sake, we're just going to change the color. But since Matt was the first person to do it and Dave stepped in to help him out, what we're going to do is put Dave's name on here, and then I'm going to hit enter until Matt's is off the page. I'm going to arrow this over so it's not into his name. But what this does, by having this here, the customer, when we export this file and send it to the customer will see Dave's name. And that also gives accountability to our accounting people, to our press operator, to say, you know what, Matt may have done this, but he doesn't know about this last revision. So if I talk to Matt about this, he may say, no, it's supposed to be gray ink. But it's important to put that last person who made that revision's name on there. So in this case, the press operator will see Dave's name and say, hey, Dave, what color red is that supposed to be? Whereas if that press operator called Matt and said, Matt, what color red is that supposed to be? Matt would say, it's not supposed to be red, it's supposed to be gray. Last time I looked at it, it was gray. So it's really important that we keep our name on it for the last person that touched it. That is our 11-point checklist.